welcome to the channel. I'm Ricky Myers and this is Action Thriller Collector, and I've got a new book alert for you today. New book coming out on April 29th called The RAMBO Report. But before we get into that, what are you reading right now? Let me know down in the comments. I'm currently about 2/3 of the way through Man on Fire by A.J. Quinnell. And as soon as I finish that, I'll be watching both versions of the film. The 1987 version with Scott Glenn, and then of course the later version with Denzel Washington. But what are you reading? Let me know down in the comments. So I'm gonna throw up a photo of this new book that's coming out, The RAMBO Report. Okay, so checking out this cover, man. This is, and actually, I love the artwork that they're using for this cover. This is a badass pick for the cover of this book. So it's the ultimate guide to the Rambo phenomenon. From best-selling novel to Hollywood blockbuster to all-American hero, legend and icon. Written with the full cooperation of Rambo's creator, best-selling author David Morrell. So, I think that's a good thing. The fact that David was involved with this book, and he's not going to let it go off the rails. He's going to keep the honesty there. Haven't read it yet, but I'm sure there's going to be, some picking apart of what happened to this creation as it got further and further and further away from First Blood. But yeah. This is a nice looking cover. I've already pre-ordered it. I am a huge David Morrell fan, and especially First Blood, that first book. The whole Rambo, what happened after, it's entertaining, but that gem of First Blood, both the book and the movie, I've been a fan of those for years. So yes, this has already been pre-ordered. It will become part of the collection. So let me just read here a little blurb that they have here about the book. It says, from the beginning, Rambo was more than a character in a 1972 novel by David Morrell. He was the culmination of the author's personal encounters with veterans returning from the Vietnam War. The 1982 movie adaptation of First Blood reflected the novel's powerful insights into a troubled veteran's post-war experience. Then, in 1985, the film's explosive sequel, Rambo First Blood Part 2, transformed the character into something shockingly different. With a focus on blood and guts action and the beefed up muscles of Sylvester Stallone, Rambo became an invincible one-man army. A new kind of hero for a new day in America. A full-blown pop culture icon, as controversial as he was crowd-pleasing, blasting his way through the most influential action film franchise in Hollywood history. The Rambo legend was born. So this hardcover edition that comes out on April 29th, 2025 is 304 pages and is being put out by Citadel Publishing, which I'm not really familiar with this. So if you don't already have this book on your list, if you're not a fan already or you're unfamiliar with it, you don't have to look further than the first blurb on this book from none other than Jack Carr. We all know how much of a fan Jack Carr is of David Morrell, of First Blood, the Brotherhood of the Rose trilogy. Well, check out these words from Jack Carr. Finally, the definitive work on the global phenomenon that is Rambo has arrived. From his inception in the mind of the great David Morrell to his introduction in 1972's novel First Blood, through 2 subsequent novelizations and 5 Sylvester Stallone films, NAT SEGALOFF explores a character who reflected the changing mores of a nation and became a cultural icon. The Rambo Report is more than a book that celebrates one of the most significant and compelling characters of the past century. It's a time machine that takes the reader on Rambo's journey from some nothing kid for all anybody knew, the novel's first sentence, through a metamorphosis and ascension to the status of legend. The Rambo Report far exceeded my highest expectations. So, if the Rambo Report far exceeds Jack Carr's expectations, you know this is going to be one hell of a book. And I can't wait to add it to my collection. So, let me know what you're reading down in the comments. Until next time, keep collecting.